Rays Live, the pregame show, is brought to you by your local Honda dealer. And by Papa John's. Track your pizza to your door with Papa Track at Papa John's. Final series of the regular season between the Rays and the Yanks. It begins tonight in the Boogie Down. We are inside Tropicana Field as Rays Live, the pregame, rolls on. Rich and the Big O. Doug coming up with a demo on the starting pitchers. But first, though, there's a lot of connective tissue, if you will. A lot of commonalities between Tyler Glasnow and Gerrit Cole. First off, they both grew up in Southern California, about an hour from each other.
Beautiful.
They were both drafted 5 rounds apart from each other in 2011. Both teammates on the Pirates and then traded by the Pirates in 2018. And, of course, we both remember last year, they both started Game 5 of the ALDS.
About the only thing that's different is that bottom number there, the $324 million.
Just a little discrepancy.
Tyler Glasnow is not at that level yet. And here's one of the reasons that he's not at that level yet. I think the consistency of, big game type scenario. Now we've already seen Gerrit Cole dominate that. I think it's going to be interesting tonight because, we just saw Tyler go 13 strikeouts on the O's. Let's see if the hype doesn't get him out of sync because Gerrit Cole does not get out of sync. And Dougie knows about that.
All right, let's send things over to Doug at the demo area with a closer look on how these two pitchers get their jobs done.
Yeah, look, the reality is these guys have very similar stuff. Both of them sit around 95 to 100 miles an hour. Devastating off-speed pitches, but mechanically there's a little bit of difference in between both of them. We got a video right here, and I want you to look at their live video here and just compare to start. You're going to look at Glasnow. He has a higher leg lift, a very quick tempo compared to a normal pitcher, and he's got a full-on frontal delivery to where he's extending all the way out. And then you look at Gerrit Cole, he's more compact. He's got a little bit more of a deliberate laid kick, a little slower toward home plate. And there you see he does a great job of repeating his delivery because he's so compact. All right, so both pitchers do it a little bit differently, but there are some similarities in between both mechanics. The first thing with a power pitcher's delivery, and really any pitcher's delivery, it starts with timing. The timing, what I mean by that is when you break your hands from the glove, okay? And the ideal timing is when the leg is up. When that leg goes down, you have to have this ball come out of the glove. It's almost like your glove can push the ball out. So you're down here. As soon as that leg goes down, you have to separate. By doing so, it allows you to stay on time and get on top of the pitch, driving it downhill. Now, if you're late on separation, if your timing's not right, you start leaking forward, and then you bring the ball out of the glove and you start elevating pitches because you're not on time. You can't get on top of that ball, driving it downhill. So first thing they do very well, their timing. Second thing they both do, and remember, they're power pitchers, 95 to 100, so they have to utilize their whole body, meaning their lower half. They utilize their legs and the power of the lower half by one main thing, leading with the hip. So when their body is up, right, and they're moving toward home plate, they lead with the hip, generating the power from that lower half, engaging the lower half. Another thing they do with the lower half, stay closed. As a right-handed pitcher, their belly button is facing third base as long as possible because if they rotate too early, the arm slot drops, they get around the pitch. You've talked and we've heard from Tyler Glasnow now before about his mechanics when he's not linear. He's talking about staying linear, meaning he stays closed all the way through home plate. One more time is basically you're driving with the hip through home plate. Last second, you open up with those hips, explode through home plate. Let's see right here. We're going to go side by side on this angle. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Glasnow first. Watch when he comes down the timing, right? He's separating his hands, separating the ball out of the glove. Secondly, the hip. Remember, he's leading with the hip, so his body weight is staying back. And then third, you see the hips explode at the very end. He doesn't rotate too early. Instead, he stays closed. You're going to see it again here on Gerrit Cole. They're very similar things. Remember, the timing is first. Watch for his glove. Watch for his hand. The hand breaks when the leg goes down. Now watch his hips. You can tell his hips, he's leading with his hips right there, but watch when he opens up. The very last second, he opens up and explodes through home plate. Okay? Now remember, these guys are throwing 95 to 100. That's how they do it. They do it with their lower half, and they do it with timing. If you're a young kid, if you're a pitching coach and you're teaching pitching, these are two keys that you can teach any young kid, and they're really going to help two things. They're going to help their velocity, They're going to help with location. Actually, three things: velocity, location, but you're actually going to protect your arm as well by using more of your lower half. So those three keys you really need to key on. And Rich, I'm telling you, it's going to be so much fun to watch these guys tonight. Go out there and utilize these mechanics.
They are both in the spotlight. Doug, great breakdown as usual. We will take another break here on Rays Live. Still to come, your first look at lineups. DJ LeMahieu's back from the injured list for the scuffling Yanks. Willie Adames hasn't gone anywhere for the surging Rays. More on them when we return.